Today's show on Arsenal transfer news today on EGTV. What we're going to be talking about is Oxlade-Chamberlain has been linked back to Arsenal Football Club, the club that he played for before he moved to Liverpool. In my opinion, this deal makes no sense. I think it's going to be featured in the fake news, real news segment of today's show. Then you have the next deal. Todd Cantwell is being considered by Arsenal as one of the transfer targets for this upcoming summer or January transfer window to help our midfield. Then you also have LACAZETTE could be leaving this January to Inter Milan in Italy. Yes, another striker leaving. If Lacazette leaves, the only person I want replacing him is Alexander Isak. Alexander Isak is a top player, playing over there for Real Sociedad and playing for Sweden, showing what he can do in the Euros. I think he's going to be a great prospect one day. Hopefully he comes into Arsenal and he can do damage. Then you got Mikel Arteta speaking about Gabriel Martinelli and the reason why he's not getting game time. He said he needs to get his ego in check. You know what? We're going to talk about this and more on today's show. Yes, people, what's going on? It's the Kitty G on EGTV. How you guys doing today? We're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff today. We're going to be getting into LACAZETTE. We're going to be getting to Alexander Isak. We're going to be getting to Oxlade-Chamberlain. As you guys can see, there's a poll right now in the comment section. Would you take Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain back at Arsenal? Yes, if you think you would take him back at Arsenal on loan. No, if you think it's a waste of time. Why are we even getting him back in the first place? We're going to get into all of this plus more. We're going to talk about Nuno Tavares. We're going to talk about LACAZETTE. We're going to talk about Gabriel Martinelli. We're going to talk about Arteta. We're going to talk about Arsenal. We might touch on the Crystal Palace game. There's so many things that we're going to talk about over the next 20 to 30 minutes. Stay tuned. Do me a favor, guys. If you're on Facebook, hit that link to come on YouTube because the video will be ending right now on Facebook. So come join us on YouTube for the rest of the way. Shout out to everybody on YouTube, by the way. Big up to the Amendum. Let's get this going. I got some guests with me. I got Colin here with me. Colin, what's going on?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
I'm chilling. Colin, where you at, Colin? You're in America, no?
Nah, bro. We don't do nah. That's more my brother. I'm living in Scotland right now, which is miserable as fuck. So yeah, pretty good.
There you go. My guy's in Scotland doing his thing, and then we got Dens. Dens, you're in the UK also, right?
Yeah, a bit miserable as well, mate. Just in Hertfordshire by London, but yeah, it is what it is. Getting cold, and I imagine in Scotland it's probably even colder over there. But yeah, good to see you, boys.
There you go. And we got the Nigerian Englishman, and we got my guy Shocks are going to be coming through any moment now. Big up to all the people on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook. Shout out to all the gang. Colin, you can check out Colin's Twitter. You can check out Den's on Twitter. You can find all their links and everything. I'll put in the description after the video. But Den's is links right there. You can see Dens_AFC. Colin, what's yours?
Mine is at C-Much90. Well, no, wrong. I changed it. My bad. It's actually at Much Arsenal, which is a link which is like an homage to the YouTubers side of things as well. So, you know, we do all sorts of shit over there. All sorts of shit. Just shooting the breeze. You don't like it? Fuck off.
All right, there you go. Shout out to everybody watching right now. Do me a favor, guys, smash that like button. Let's get this show started. Okay, so first story, guys, that we're going to be discussing today, is Nuno Tavares. If you guys have not already seen what Nuno Tavares has done with his with internationals, he's absolutely teared it up over there at the internationals. Nuno has been killing it for Portugal's under-21s. He played in a game against Liechtenstein where he scored a goal, got 2 assists, and they won the game 11-0. You heard me correct. 11-0.
Wow.
They won the game. So as a left back, he contributed a lot in that game. This was literally, today's the 11th. This was on the 8th of October where he had this game where they won 11-0. Nuno Tavares was a big part of that victory. And we just want to touch on it. Nuno Tavares, so far we haven't seen much of him, but are you guys excited of the prospect that we could have on our hands in Nuno Tavares? I think he is a big prospect, and you know what? We might have a good player on our hands. What do you guys think?
Well, here's the thing, Mikael. Yeah, I don't judge a player based on international football because it's very easy to get caught up in that hype surrounding it. I would generally judge it based on what he does in an Arsenal shirt we've seen him a couple of times in an Arsenal shirt. I remember he played against West Brom in the Cup, and he looked very good there. He was good getting forward and everything else. The only thing that was questionable when he came in was his defensive contributions. We haven't really seen that side of his game be exposed yet, so there's that bit of trepidation with it. But all in all, I can't really complain because we needed a backup left back to Kieran Tierney, because there were times last season where when Tierney got injured, we'd have no one to play at left back. So I can't really complain about that, to be honest.
There you go. What about yourself then? What are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of echo Colin. Like, obviously, we was all expecting Kolasinac to leave. That didn't happen, so I wasn't surprised to see a left back brought in, and he was one that I'm glad we brought in, because he can do things down that left flank. He can get forward, but I agree with what Colin said in terms of the defending. He can't really do too much when, like, he hasn't had a big test yet. Obviously, he's not going to get the game time he would have liked. We're not in Europa. We're not in Champions League, obviously. So the only real tests we'll see him in are against your West Broms and your Wimbledon, which he's done good in so far. I've liked what I've seen of him. Internationally, yeah, okay, he plays for the Portugal Under-21s, but it's a different kettle of fish, in the Premier League. And he's a player for the future, definitely. He looks promising. I've liked what I've seen of him in the little that I've seen so far. But yeah, I think going forward, he's all right. Like, if you look at a second string side, if you've got Tavares and Martinelli down the left, and I know we're going to get into Martinelli in a little bit, that's not a bad two people to have for a second string, like against your I don't know, your Wimbledon, your even Leeds. I wouldn't mind having that against Leeds if I'm being realistic. If we've got other players to sort of back them up. But yeah, he looks good. He looks promising. He's quick, which I like as well. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Like, we've only seen a short little bit of what he can do. I'd like to see, like, if he becomes as good as what he looks like he can be, because he seems to have a bit in his locker which can grow. So yeah, we'll see what happens. As long as he keeps
let me just do some shout outs before the stream. So we got Phoenix Black here. Big up Phoenix. We got Tim Smith in the chat saying his thing. Tim, big up Tim all the time. Tim is telling the people smash that like button. Let them know, Tim. Let them know to smash that like button. We currently have 13 people. You guys should be smashing that like button already. We got ultra how do you say that? Persian in the chat saying what's his name? Okay, I don't know who.
Because was it the old PSG?
The same one. And that's why we would be somewhat excited. Okay, yeah. Kazawa was touted as a highly attacking player, but you know what? He's not the best defender. That's true. Alberto Moreno was considered one of the best Liverpool left backs when he first signed, but we'll have to wait.
He was garbage for Liverpool. I remember him in a game against us once. I think it was Alexis Sanchez who scored an absolute banger, and Moreno went walkabouts. That guy, man, he cannot defend, bro.
No, but he was good for his first 6 games. They were saying he was amazing. So it just goes to show you can't judge things. By the way, Tim, shout out to Tim. Tim says, Phoenix, Igal was on All These TV. Thought he was a great guy, so I started following him. Bro, thumbs up. And Phoenix says, cool. Shout out. You guys are making friends now. But yeah, let's continue. I don't think there's too much to be talked about when it comes to that part of the thing. But there is a big situation with the Newcastle takeover that a lot of people have been discussing. People have been discussing the Newcastle takeover. They've been talking about how the Newcastle takeover will change the Premier League, how the Premier League clubs are now scared. They are starting to get scared, guys. They've held a secret meeting between all the top Premier League clubs. All the Premier League clubs have held this meeting, and the big 6 clubs and everybody else have held this meeting, and they've tried to block Newcastle United's takeover from happening. They've tried to stop it. They've tried to stop Newcastle from becoming the richest club in the world, and it doesn't seem like they have the power to do anything to stop it. It's already been completed, and it seems like the other clubs have no say. But at this point, the owners of our clubs, the owners of our clubs, are quite upset that the Newcastle takeover has happened under their watch. It seems like Liverpool, Arsenal, every single club, even including Chelsea and Man City, have voted, have come together and held a secret meeting with the 19 clubs outside of Newcastle to say what are they going to do about this, because they feel like this is unfair or something's happened where they feel like they're hard done by. What do you guys think is going on? Like, it just makes no sense why they speak now. Why didn't they say something earlier?
Here's the thing, Igal, right? The only reason they're complaining, and let's get this straight right now, the only reason they're complaining is jealousy. That's it. That's the only reason. And how Chelsea and Man City have the cheek to have a problem with this when they did almost exactly the same thing. Like, who are you fooling here? Who are you fooling? Like, nah. And let's not beat around the bush here, right? While the Premier League is at fault as well, but they're not at fault for the takeover going through. They're at fault for blocking it in the first place. Because let's be frank here, the only reason it got blocked the first time was because the Premier League wanted to keep the big six happy. That included Arsenal, that included Chelsea, that included City, Tottenham, Liverpool, Man United. Because the thing with those clubs, the things with those clubs, yeah, they can coexist amongst each other, no problem, right? They're not worried about the other six, right? What they are scared of is an interloper, bruv. That's what they're scared of. And ultimately, this is another shark in the fish tank. That's what it is, right? Now, as an Arsenal fan, speaking from a fan's perspective, I feel like we've not competed for a long time. Mm. And I would go as far back as the stadium move.
From hybrid to the Emirates, yeah.
From hybrid to the Emirates, right? Because when that happened, everything changed. Everything, right? If you look at our rise from our hybrid days, right? And when you look at our downfall post-moving, like, it's night and day, bruv. It's night and day. And the only reason that other fans have an issue with this, again, it's what I pointed out with the other clubs as well. It's jealousy. It's jealousy. Nothing more, nothing less. And the thing about this is, everyone wants to get on this moral high ground. Like, people have, like morality exists in football. Let me just break this down now. Morality doesn't exist in football. That went a long time ago. A long time ago. We're going back to when Chelsea got taken over, right? And again, this right way, right? That doesn't exist. That doesn't exist. The only team that have done it the right way post the money coming in is Leicester.
What about Liverpool?
Nah, mate. If you look at the money they've spent, right? And this is where we're at. You have to spend big money to challenge for titles, right? The money in contrast to what Liverpool spent, to what Leicester spent, it's night and day. Liverpool spent about, near enough 400 million to get to where they are? Yeah. Whereas Leicester spent peanuts compared to that to win the title. So you can't compare Liverpool to Leicester. You can't.
That's facts. Yo, people are loving you, Colin. You got one guy saying this guy just speaks facts. He's saying Colin speaks with conviction. Facts. All I'm hearing is yes, QTV in the house. 100% facts.
Bro, I only know how to speak with conviction. All right?
Let's get it.
That's the only way I know, right?
There you go.
Bro, come on now.
Dens, what are you saying? The 6 Premier League clubs plus the rest of the 19 clubs in the league are against this whole Newcastle takeover. What's your thoughts, and why do you think they're like this?
I mean, it's controversial, isn't it? Like Colin was speaking of with Super League, that's still fresh in our mind. So it's a bit convenient that because the Super League didn't happen, they're now a bit, and it is jealousy. Let's be honest. Like, even as an Arsenal fan, I'm jealous. I'm going to be real. Like, I'd quite like that sort of money brought in. The whole Conke out protest last year, that happened, and now we're seeing Newcastle get what we all see as a Christmas present. So it is annoying, but I think I'm, as well as I'm happy, I feel like people are getting a bit too excited about it. I know we've all seen the Twitter memes like of Mbappe, Salah, and stuff like that. Let's be realistic. It's still Newcastle. I still think the biggest thing they're going to have to accomplish this season is staying up, regardless of what money they've got. And I'm not saying this Amanda woman and they're not all going to come in and change things, but you've still got to look at it. They've still got no Europa football this season, and they've still got a lot of deadwood to get rid of. So come January, it's a very, very big month for Newcastle. I think all eyes are going to be on them as well. So I don't think they're going to accomplish much in the next few seasons. I still think the same, it will still be the same sort of thing going on. I think the proof will be in the pudding at the end of the day. Like, Newcastle haven't got a great squad, and they're not going to build one. You can't build an entire team in 1 month. But based off the fact that there's this meeting going on, and it seems like it's legit. At first, I thought it might have just been paper talk, but it seems legit now. I find it a bit embarrassing. I honestly find it embarrassing, because it's just like, what, are you scared? And there's all this big talk of the Big Six becoming the Big Seven or whatever, with Newcastle coming back in. Like, Newcastle haven't always been a terrible squad. Let's be honest. When they had Alan Shearer, Lauren Robert, and people like that, they were a very competitive side. I don't understand why they're making a big fuss of it, because it's just it's adding fuel to fire. Let them get on, and we haven't even seen what they're actually going to do or develop yet. I don't think they'll be signing the sort of players that people expect them to sign in the next season. I think realistically, it'll be people like running out of contract, your Lacazette, Gareth Bale, maybe people that are got a big name but not good form. So I don't see what the big fuss is. Like, okay, they've got money, but are they going to be able to spend it as well as what they could? I don't think so. But yes, it's embarrassing. It's very controversial, and it's just a bit ironic after all that's happened. It's as if they're just throwing a fuss. Oh, we didn't get Super League, so you can't have this. So what? Just let them enjoy it. They've been looking for this for years. We've all seen what Mike Ashley was like. He was terrible. It doesn't take a genius or rocket scientist to see that he's absolutely awful and hasn't done good for them whatsoever. So I'm pleased.
Can I just stop you here? Quick question here from the gentleman. Guys, quickly. Sam Johnson, Pickford, or Aaron Ramsdale, who's England's best goalkeeper? In my opinion, at the moment, Pickford's struggling. Sam Johnson's in the Championship. Ramsdale is one of the best goalkeepers in the league at the moment statistically. We have to wait and see. By the end of the season, I put my money on Ramsdale to get that #1 spot.
Well, the thing...
All right,
the thing with me, right, what I look for in a modern goalkeeper, right, is what's their all-round game like, right?
Yeah.
How many, like, not just in terms of shot stopping, but in terms of, like, how good is their distribution? Because that's what goalkeepers are now, right? If your distribution's crap, you're not going to get anywhere. Case in point, Leno, right? That's all I need to highlight in regards to that. All right. Now, do I think Pickford is good? His distribution's good, but his shot stopping is very questionable. Like, very.
Who?
Pickford.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. Sam Johnston is a good goalkeeper, but I don't watch enough of West Brom to make an accurate judgment on him. Right?
So you've gotten to Ramsdale.
I do watch Ramsdale, though, right? Now, while I've been impressed with what he's done, I'm not willing to go all in with him, if that makes sense. Just yet.
Right now, you have to pick England's goalkeeper for the World Cup based off what you know right now.
Based on what I know right now,
Ramsdale or Sam Johnson, just pick one. After that whole spiel.
It's got to be Pickford. I find it a bit embarrassing just because of Sam Johnson getting that assist against Andorra, who, let's be honest, are one of the worst teams out there. People are now starting to put him in a level with Pickford, and Ramsdale. Ramsdale's done good, but I'm still skeptical. Like Colin said, I'm still skeptical of it because we've only seen him against. We've only seen him good against Norwich.
So 1 second, let's get the Nigerian Englishman back into this, bro. What we've talked about so far is the Premier League teams trying to stop Newcastle's takeover. Also, we've talked about Nuno Tavares, but we're going to move past that. There's no need to go back there. And right now, we're talking about the goalkeepers from this beautiful comment from Moses. So yeah, just pick one. What do you think?
Quickly, before I do anything, I got a quick message for all the Premier League owners. Hold on. Basically, if you know your face, if you know get money, hide your face. That's what should be happening right now. Because Newcastle are the guys with the big money. But we'll get back to that. We're talking about England's goalkeeper. He gonna have to be Ramsdale. Let's be serious now. I don't care if I've seen enough of him. I've seen enough of Pickford not to like him, innit? Ramsdale all day. At the end of this season, Ramsdale England #1.
That's the most biased thing I've ever heard, if I'm being honest. Because
why?
Ramsdale's been good against Watford. Let's look at the results we've had, right? So we've won 3, lost 3, and drawn 1, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
The few we've won.
He picked Ramsdale. I picked Ramsdale. You picked Pickford. He picked Pickford. It's a tie. So let's go to the comment section.
I actually didn't. I
wanted to know why he thinks I'm being biased.
Put me in a box, mate. I did not pick anyone, right? So don't put me in a box.
Okay, someone said, what about Henderson? The same Henderson who's getting chipped by Charlie Patino in the academy.
I agree that Ramsdale's made me eat humble pie, right? I was the first person, as a lot of people, I was wanting to say, why are we spending 25 million on a number 2? I just didn't understand it. I thought money could have been spent elsewhere. There were bigger fish to fry. However, he's done well. But the only games he's done well in, Norwich, Brighton, and arguably Tottenham, where he made that wonderful save against Mora.
What's the argument about Tottenham, mate? What's the argument? What's the arguably Tottenham about?
I'm just saying, other than that save, he didn't have much to do. We were all over them. That one save is where he really made a good performance. We were all over them. They didn't really have too many chances other than that one strike where he made a good save, you know. They were poor in that game. I'm just saying, he hasn't done enough to be seen as an England #1. And Pickford, after the Euros performance he's just had, regardless of how good he's been for Everton so far, and Everton aren't even doing terrible, Pickford was one of our best players of the tournament for England. He took us to the final. We had God knows how many clean sheets. Let me
not lie to you, yeah? Like right now, Southgate cannot put Ramsdale as his #1 right now because of these things that you're saying. But mark my words, by the end of this season, Ramsdale go claim that #1 spot. No long thing. And they tell you, watch.
No, he won't. He won't, right? It's got nothing to do with Ramsdale, by the way, right? He's actually done well in an Arsenal shirt so far. And like then, I criticised that as well. Like at the time, because I'm going, wait, 25 million on a #2. What are we doing? Like, but at the same time, I've watched him this season. I've watched him play games for us. And what I will say in his defense, like when he plays, you can see the difference as to when Leno plays. Because when Leno plays, it's like there's no confidence in that back four whatsoever. Right. Like you can see it. It's night and day, right? But the reason why I would not put Ramsdale as England #1 yet, right, is because I've seen what happens to Arsenal players who go with England far too early. Case in point, Theo Walcott. Do we really need to live?
Okay, Theo Walcott and who else?
Guys, let's cut it back because we have some other things that we need to get to on the schedule. That was a great comment by Moses. Appreciate the comment. Now
the kind of work that, didn't it?
the next topic, guys, the next topic is very precarious also. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta has spoken about one of the fan favorites, and he says Gabriel Martinelli needs to check his ego. Basically, basically questioning Gabriel Martinelli's in a way. Now let me explain what he said. Mikel Arteta, Arsenal boss, says Gabriel Martinelli needs to handle not being selected better. Arsenal's Mikel Arteta says already informed Gabriel Martinelli what he needs to do in order to keep his place and keep himself in the good books of the manager. But now he's saying he needs to be able to handle being benched a little bit more often. Apparently he's kicking up a storm, throwing his toys out the pram whenever he gets benched, and he's quite upset that he's being benched so much. That's the reports coming out of The Sun. They've said that Gabriel Martinelli and Mikel Arteta have had to clear the air talks or something across the lines, and the reports are now coming out that Arteta himself has admitted that Martinelli needs to handle being benched a little bit better. His exact words were, Arteta said, Gabriel Martinelli must handle not being selected better. So thoughts, guys?
It's The Sun, so it's
probably reliable. I haven't even heard this. Is this a reliable source?
Let me double check it one more time. If it was originally from them, or if it was from a third party.
If it's from The Sun, I'm calling bullshit, right?
No. But you could say that. But The Sun also called Ben White. They also called Ramsdale. So they do get stuff right.
Look,
but
if this is
true,
a
broken clock is right twice a day. That doesn't mean it's right, though, does it?
What I was saying, because he asked us the question about the specific topic. Whether it's true or not, we'll get to eventually, I'm sure. But if it is true, it just brings me back to the whole inexperience of Mikel Arteta, because Mikel Arteta only has one man management style, clearly. If that man management style doesn't work, he's clueless, because he should be able to manage a guy like Martinelli. To be honest, he should have been able to manage a guy like Guendouzi, but no, he can't. If you go against Arteta, you're out. That's it. I think Martinelli has every right to kick up a fuss, because every time he has a good game, he doesn't start the next game. Explain.
Bro, apparently the words came directly from Arteta.
Those words, yeah?
Yeah, those words apparently came directly from him in the interview.
Do any of you blame him if he's kicking his toys out of the pram right now? If that is true, do you blame him?
I don't think he's necessarily kicking his toys out the pram, but Arteta's just telling us as fans that he's not that the player is not taking being benched. To me, that means Gabriel is questioning Arteta's decisions, and Arteta doesn't like that.
The first thing I saw was the other day. I think the other day I read there was something that came out, and then someone put after. By the way, this is just my opinion, and then all of a sudden, everything has started happening. Like everyone's talking about it, and now this has happened. Arteta's made a statement, probably because he's seen, it's the talk of the town. But for me, the problem with Arsenal, right? We've got too good in too many small areas. Like we're quite full up front. We've got a lot of left wingers. We've got Aubameyang and Lacazette in the middle. We could do with having one of them gone, and then on the right, everyone can switch between right and left. So Martinelli is just being lucky because he plays in a position where we are occupied. We've got Saka, we've got Pepe that can both left and right. And yeah, okay, he may have been out of, he may have been a bit off the boil. You still play him because he creates stuff. And if you put Pepe and Martinelli together at the moment, you're not going to realistically pick one or the other, because Pepe can produce. Martinelli can produce, but he performs in the games where it's a bit unfortunate because, okay, you've done well in a Carabao Cup, but then we go back to basics. We play the front three. And when something's going well, you don't fix what isn't broken. You keep it consistent. Look at Saka, Smith Rowe, Odegaard, and Aubameyang, right? You'd never have put them all starting together in one formation. It seems to be what we're going with at the moment. So Pepe's out.
Just to be clear, guys, this original quote is from after the Newcastle game where we won 2-0. He said Gabriel Martinelli needs to handle himself better and handle when he's getting benched. And they put 2 and 2 together and they made a new article on what recently has come out. So that's
what they do.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Do you think this Pepe, like the fact that Pepe is playing, is because of the owners now? Because the reason I'm asking is because do you think they maybe come at him like Arteta? He's 72 million player. He needs to be playing games. Like we need to either put him in the shop window or get him tickets. Because No, because he has been, other than the last 2 games, prior to the last 2 games, Pepe was getting picked ahead of someone like Martinelli.
Yeah, but at the start of the season,
on the right instead of Saka.
At the start of the season, you always
what I have to say to you is, do you feel like Arteta is the person who's getting directions? Because I feel like he's the one making the directions. He's the one. He's the one directing the club. I don't see anyone else in that. I don't see anyone else in that dressing room. I don't see anyone else in that locker room. I don't see any other board of director person being able to come up to Arteta and tell him this is how you have to play. Because if that was the case, you know what they would have done a long time ago? They would have told him you have to put Guendouzi in your team. No, you have to put Smith in your team.
I think it's more to do with the fact that we started winning. We started winning, so you have to keep stability from when you're winning. That's it.
No, but before we started winning, do you believe the amount of minutes Martinelli was given before we started our little run? Do you reckon that was fair considering how he had performed prior to that? I don't know. Go on.
Pepe was our best. Pepe was one of our best players last season, so you were never going to drop him. I think he was almost our top scorer, if not our top scorer.
No, but was he though? Was he that bad? Because he was mismanaged. He was mismanaged.
He was
misused.
One off our top scorer. He was one off our.
He was mismanaged. He was misused. He wasn't appreciated. Pepe was. We can have this Pepe discussion another time, guys. Yeah. Because we're on the Gabriel Martinelli conversation. But when it comes to Gabriel Martinelli, do we feel like Gabriel Martinelli has been hard done by Arteta, or are you more in the sense that he should be doing whatever the manager says to get into the team and work his way into the team? Because when he was given opportunities at the beginning of the season, 2 games did not do anything.
He's just fallen short because of other players.
If you look at our run post Chelsea ago, like Martinelli was a focal point in that, right? But you know that comment was based on what you're saying was after the Newcastle game, right?
And he just set up a goal for Aubameyang in that game as well, right?
Yeah. So what I would say is that look, the media do this all the time. They do this all the time where they pluck a quote out of nothing, right? Don't get me wrong. I don't feel that Arteta is of the standard to manage Arsenal Football Club. Not by any stretch of the imagination, right? But this is one of these things that I won't, just criticize him for, because, I can criticize his man management and everything else because his man management's shocking.
Terrible.
It is. You've only got to look at the last season to know that, right? But what I'm not going to do is lambast him for a quote that was made months ago. That, to me, is ridiculous. It just is.
The press just play games with us all day.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Our fan base is so fickle. They just play with us every week.
I know. And do you know what, yeah? I wouldn't be surprised if our fan base found that quote. I'm sure most of them already have. Right, and just beat Arteta with a stick because of it.
But Colin, do you if you were Arteta, would you have played Martinelli more? Honestly,
I think you play. If you have a winning side, you keep it rolling.
Facts, but yeah, I agree with that.
I think with Martinelli, right. There's two sides to this, right? I take a gal's point that you have to keep a winning side going, right? But also, let's not forget he was coming off the back of a really bad injury as well. So you have to manage that as well. Would I have played him more? Possibly. In fact, probably. But I'm not a football manager.
Colin, you started this show with a lot of conviction with your answers. Now, probably, what's going on, bro?
No.
Wasn't he just saying he's the guy that's matter of fact? Don't put me in a box. Give me the answer, brother. Give me.
Bro, I'm giving you the
yes
answer.
Or no.
I'm giving you logic and reason as to why. Okay?
Now, yes or
Okay.
no?
1 second, guys. Let's bring it back.
No.
No, I just need to tell the people in the comment section, do me a favor, guys. We got 42 people in the chat. If you can do me one favor, smash that like button and tell me in the comment section right now, would you rather play Martinelli through his struggles, or would you keep the team as it is right now and make Martinelli work his way into the team? So either Martinelli has to fight his way into the team, or you start him now through the struggles. Your choice, guys. Let me know in the comment section as we go. And shout out to people in the comments. People are agreeing with somebody here. I don't know who they're agreeing with. They said
I mean, the problem with him as well, like there's people saying, oh, play him through the middle. Lacazette isn't even getting game time. And I get he's not the best of but he brings more than Aubameyang. He does a bit more but the problem is you can't.
I bet Martinelli.
I'm just saying, people are saying put Martin in the middle, right? Like, why not try him in the middle?
He's not ready for that, I don't think.
But he's not ready for that. And at the moment, when Lacazette comes on, the very little game time he's doing, he's proven more than Aubameyang when Aubameyang's not scoring. So how can you say, oh, we'll move you two and then we'll give Martinelli a time? We haven't got the game time for that. We're even playing Thursday nights. And the Carabao Cup, that's about to get a bit more interesting. Once we play Leeds, if we beat them, we might have to. We're going to have to take it seriously because it's the best. It's the best we can get. FA Cup and that, the only real trophies we're looking at. So I don't understand when Martinelli's going to get this game time. I honestly don't see it. As much as I'd love.
This is what I'm saying. Go on.
1 second, Englishman, just before you go. Does Martinelli start over Saka? Quick yes or no, guys.
No.
Does he start over ESR on the left?
No.
No? Does he start over Pepe? Does he start over Pepe for you guys?
Yes.
Well,
for me, yes.
That's touch and go, man. Because Pepe.
Before you continue, 5 games, 5 games back to back for Martinelli, 5 games back to back for Pepe. Who do you reckon is going to give you the better output? Honestly,
I would go with Martinelli.
I feel like you're being harsh on Pepe, considering he was literally 1 goal off our top scorer last season. He literally saved our skins. Like,
okay, tell me one game that Pepe changed the whole of last season. Tell me one game he changed.
The thing with Pepe, right? This is
why
let's not get into that Pepe debate. I got all day.
Do you want me to name one game, or do you want me to name like several?
Yeah, there's several where he. I find that.
Let's not go to the left.
I don't want to get into this.
Let's not even look at the last couple games of the season. That Sheffield United game at home, which was the 3rd game of the season or 2nd game of the season, he flipped that on his head with that 2nd goal that he scored. The game against Watford, even though we lost, the opening goal put 3 players on their asses. So let's not say Pepe doesn't have moments throughout the season.
There's a lot of
no one's saying that. No one's saying that Pepe don't have moments.
The game, bro, like took the game by its scruff of the neck.
He took that Sheffield United game and won it.
Sheffield United, come on, bro. Is that what we spend 72 million for? Someone to step up against Sheffield United?
This is the problem.
Come on,
this is the problem.
He's looking at the price against the big boys, the Tottenham, the Liverpools. There's none of that.
It is the reason you don't like. Because he cost 72 million.
No, I'll tell you the reason I don't like him is because we bought him in the side as a game changer, right? The guy, when all the teams are playing a low block against us, the guy to plug in the holes, and he's never the guy. When we need a goal, he's not the guy.
Okay, so this is coming down to
the tactics, though.
1 second, guys. 1 second. So this is coming down to Pepe or Gabriel Martinelli. People in the chat, let me know. Pepe or Gabriel Martinelli, who are you taking? Pepe or Gabriel Martinelli? Or just say Gabby. Which one are you taking? My guy here says he's taking Pepe over Gabriel. I'm sorry, 16 goal contributions, my ass. What? He's taking Pepe over
goal assist.
It must be more than that because his goals are low. Oh, I'm guessing he means league alone. He must mean league.
No, he means all competitions because I don't know.
He scored 16. He must have had some assists.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Wait, Martinelli hasn't been given enough chances to get to that level.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that, Igor. Thank you.
Okay, so let's get back to the chances then. So what are we saying? What are you guys saying? Colin's saying Martinelli? or Pepe?
I
Do you know
if you're
what,
going to
Gary?
make a debate, it shouldn't be-
Here's the thing, right? The reason why I would go with Pepe over Martinelli. It's got nothing to do with like Martinelli as a player, because that short burst last season when he played, he was unbelievable. Right? I'm not disputing that.
Mhm.
But
next, don't worry.
But here's the reason why I would side with Pepe, right? Is because when he has played on the left, he's looked very good. And this is the problem, because we go back to the original problem, the mismanagement of it. Like, when people say that Pepe keeps fucking things up, right? That's down to the tactics of the manager, because Pepe doesn't go onto the pitch and think, "Oh, what am I going to do today?"
Man's got his own fans, eh?
Like,
big up my Armory family, big them up.
So again, it comes back to the fact of that the manager clearly doesn't know how to use him. That's it. And that.
What? None of the managers know how to use him, like Lumber.
No, I'm talking Arteta specifically. Bro, I'm talking Arteta specifically because that's who we've got in the chair right now.
Fair.
Right? You can say about Emery this and that, but ultimately, Emery's not in the chair, is he?
Okay,
but
guys,
Emery was
I'm sorry, guys. I have to move it on. We've spent a lot of time on this topic. Seems like we're going to spend a lot of time on every topic. I like that. Very in detail. but before we go any further, I'm going to tell you guys the next topic is going to be very heated, in a certain degree, because I think majority of people are going to agree on one sense, but then it's just going to make no sense, some of the other stuff. We're not talking about Oxlade-Chamberlain yet. Right now, I need to know, guys, before we move on, who's Pepe? Who's Gabriel? Nobody, no one else, nothing else. Just no context. What have you decided? Which one are you going with? Pepe or Gabriel Martinelli?
Gabby.
It's a mad debate. Can I make one comment and that's it?
Go ahead. But no rebuttals.
I feel like if we're to make a debate, it shouldn't be Martinelli or Pepe. Realistically, it should be Martinelli or Smith Rowe, because he's the one playing at the moment. And Smith Rowe doesn't even usually play out wide. So I just find it a bit weird. I feel like that's the debate, not Martinelli or Pepe. It just seems weird because he's not even getting in the team himself. And Pepe can do more than both of them.
I'd rather bring on Martinelli as a sub than Pepe, though, right now.
Okay, so people are saying give Gav a chance. Some people are saying give Pepe the chance because he's the one that's done it before. Okay, so the next topic is Lacazette away from Arsenal in the January window, selling him to Inter Milan. And I've even heard a little birdie said something as crazy as Arsenal would take a player in return or something like that. Some crazy rumors I keep hearing these days. So the rumor is Alexis Sanchez will be offloaded from Inter and Lacazette will be leaving. We're not going to get Alexis Sanchez, but he'll be leaving Inter, but he could possibly come on a free transfer to Arsenal in January. So it's a two-part question. One, Lacazette in January, would you sell him, yes or no? And two, Alexis Sanchez back to Arsenal in the January on a free. Would you take it, yes or no? Where do you guys want to begin?
No to both, because Lacazette is not going to leave in January because his contract expires at the end of the season. He's not walking away from the money that we're paying him in January.
Okay, let me just stop you right there. The rumor has it that Inter Milan are prepared to buy Lacazette in January, and Arsenal would be open to accepting a bid if a bid came in that was adequate for Lacazette. They value a bid for Lacazette in and amongst 10 to 20 million. Anything between 10 to 20 million that comes for Lacazette in January, they'll take it. Arsenal Football Club will take it. And they're also, that Inter Milan is also looking at Aubameyang as a possible option also. Arsenal is not looking to sell Aubameyang at the moment. They're looking to offload Alexis Sanchez. They also are looking to hold on to Martinez, but Martinez has not committed his future yet, I'm assuming, because I haven't heard anything about a contract extension. So the story before we go any further is Lacazette to Inter Milan is on the table. Inter Milan are looking to pay the money. Arsenal are looking to sell Lacazette. Lacazette, if he was to leave, he would not be getting as much money as in January. You're correct, but that is the full story. And the Alexis Sanchez part, he's just leaving Inter Milan regardless. So he's an opportunity for him to come on a free. That's the full story. Now, what do you think now, Colin?
All right. Inter Milan, they're in a financial problem right now because the whole reason that they had to sell Hakimi was because of the money troubles that they face right now, right? So with all of that going on, they're not going to be able to bid for Lacazette, especially not at the price that Arsenal would want to get rid of him in January. Okay.
What do you think Arsenal want?
No, we'd sell him for anything.
I don't know because we bought him for 50, but we're not gonna recoup that amount of money. So the way I would look at it is Arsenal could want between 10 and 15 million in January, but
that's wild. He's got 6 months left on his contract. Like, how can we even ask for that?
I know, but you know as well as I do, mate. Arsenal do mad shit sometimes. You know what I mean? So,
that is very, very true.
So, based on that, that's probably the price that I could see them wanting. Do I think Inter will offer that? No, because they'll look at it and go, "Well, he's got 6 months left on his deal. Why pay 50 million now when we can just wait a couple months and get him for free?"
Rumor has it they want to give him 6 million wages a year, 6 million euros wages a year, and they're willing to spend between 20 to 10 million. It's not specific how much that is.
The reason I'm a no is the reason I'm a no is because we're not going to get a big striker in January. And if we're not going to replace him with a big striker, there's no point in selling him because if we're just going to get like a 6 month loan to cover till summer, there's no point. And if we're not going to replace him, then we're in even more trouble. Do you know what I mean? So I think we've just the fact that we didn't sell him in summer means we messed up. So we got to just let him walk away free at the end of the season. And in terms of Sanchez, boy, he made his bed, man. He gave us some incredible years, don't get me wrong, but he made his bed. And it's a massive step backwards. All these players were being linked with Ox, Ramsey, Sanchez. Like, come on, man. Like, are we doing the rejects or what? Like,
okay, so
refreshed or whatever.
Okay, so it's two parts to the question. So the first part, Lacazette. Second part, Sanchez. Denz, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I completely echo what they've both just said, really. Like, I think all the players we're linked with, it's one step forward, 3 steps back. Like, we need to get away from doing this dead rival reject thing. We sold Sanchez to Man United and it looked like the best thing we've ever done. Why are we now being linked with him? Like, no. And there's actually people out, this bad thing about our fan base, there's actually people out there that will take him. Ramsey, like, people that will take Ramsey, and it's like, why? You like him as a person, fair enough. But I don't care what he does off the field. I don't care if this is what happened with Bellerin, right? People got used to him as a person. They liked him and they accepted him for years. And when he went on loan, people got heartbroken. And now they're like, will we be seeing this with Bellerin in 10 years' time? Oh, let's get Bellerin back to the club because I'd like to meet him as a friend and shake his hand. I don't care about them as that. So, yeah, Sanchez is a definite no. Absolute no.
There you go. Sanchez, Ox did us dirty, says my guy here.
Lacazette's a different situation, though, because sorry, I don't know your real name. I'm just going to call you the Nigerian Englishman. Yeah. Like he said, like, we're not going to bring someone in like for what we'll get Lacazette. Like, it's the same. I said the same about Xhaka in the summer. If you're not going to upgrade, don't bother doing it. And
yeah, Xhaka's looking like a flop right now.
Yeah, no, but what I mean is, if you're going to sell them for 10, 15 million, which is what Xhaka was going to go for, how can you upgrade with that sort of money? You won't. So we're better off keeping him and going for free. But what I think will happen, I think in January time, a deal will be agreed between Inter and Laca for him to go in July. So they will buy him in January, but it won't be then. It will be like what happened with Eriksen. He'll see his time out at the end of the to the end of the season. They're not going to pay a price, and there's no point. And like you said, they're still in financial problems. But yeah, they could do a striker. Obviously, they lost Lukaku, but Lacazette's not the answer for them, really.
Okay, guys, big up to the people. We're just gonna move this on. So as you guys heard, Colin had to say, Dens had to say, Nigerian Englishman had to say. I've already said my bit. You guys know, Lacazette can go. He can go now. He can go in January. He can go whenever. I really don't mind. We could sell out his contract. I think Lacazette has been mismanaged and misused. And at this point, for his own career, it's probably better if he leaves for himself. And it's probably better for Arsenal to go to move on and get an asset that we could actually use going forward. I can't lie. When we spent 50 million on Lacazette, I expected 20 to 30 goals, scoring as a baller. When I judged him on his tenure, he has been a flop. That is accurate, in my opinion. I think that's one of the most accurate comments all night. No disrespect to anybody else, but there you go. My guy, Dizzy in the chat, doing his thing. Do you guys all agree Lacazette's been a flop?
I mean, when you look at what he was bought for, because he was bought to be that. He was bought to be like that Robin van Persie replacement, like that. Let's stop beating around the bush. That's what he was bought for, and he's not really delivered that because I can't. Do you know what it is? When Edu said we've got a 20-goal season striker, right?
What?
I can't.
I'm sorry, Colin. Sorry to interrupt you. This comment's hilarious. Have you guys ever seen a Granit Xhaka shirt at the Emirates?
I don't know if I have, you know.
I don't know.
I think the moment he threw the shirt, nobody ever
bought
it up. No one ever picked it up.
Should have been sold down in there, bro.
Literally, mate. Thank you, Colin. Thank you.
You guys know I like Xhaka.
For me. Just like
I appreciate what Xhaka does in our team to a certain degree. A lot of people undervalue him, in my opinion, but that's for argument for another day. A lot of our players are undervalued or criticized heavily. Xhaka deserves the criticism, but not to the extent where people say he's not even a useful footballer at all. Like he wouldn't do well in Italy. Like he wouldn't do well.
Look at last weekend's
kill it in Italy.
Look at last weekend's game. Last weekend's game is all you need to look at. See what Xhaka does. We lost him. We got absolutely dominated. I was watching from literally the front row stand, and our midfield got embarrassed by Brighton. So if anyone's going to sit there and
don't you think
thing is though that for me is Arteta as well, because we play like that, bro. We play like that. Like I often refer our style of play now. Some of you will think this is funny, some might not, but I'm not even. It reminds me of Everton under David Moyes for some reason.
Stop it!
I don't even know why, but it does.
Hey, cut that out of the show.
That makes sense because he managed Arteta.
That's why they make it a meme.
He managed Arteta. That makes sense, you know. That makes sense,
bro. Like,
do you know what? Now I don't even half believe it myself, but when people point that out to me, I can see the comparison.
I've never heard that one before. I've never heard that one.
Guys,
I want to stay away from the narrative.
Talking about overhyping people, we overhyped Arteta, we overhyped Lacazette, we overhyped everybody. We now are overhyping Emil Smith-Rowe and Saka a little bit too much also. I do it all the time also with the prop. But is Charlie Patino worth the hype? I want to know, guys, because this guy, I haven't seen him play for the first team. I haven't seen him do anything for the first team. He looks very skinny and scrawny, but people are comparing him to Jack Wilshere, saying he's the best player since Cesc in the academy. They're saying he's the best Englishman to come out of the academy since Jack Wilshere. Charlie Patino, I've seen his highlights.
Is a comparison to Jack Wilshere a good thing right now? I'm not being horrible, but
yeah, you're right. You're right. What about the Cesc? Yeah. Are we going to ignore the Cesc comparison?
Yeah, I'm not getting excited. I know what Arsenal fans are.
Listen, we know this is not a Jeremy Lynch situation where the guy's making up bullshit about a kid, but like this kid's good.
Yeah, what I'd say is first of all, big up all the Armory TV guys in the comment section, because we talked about Patino a couple of weeks ago on the show. But in him, I just need the English press to stop doing this with young English talent. Just let him breathe and develop. Do you get what I'm saying? He's very talented. I've watched a lot of him. He's got a lot of great attributes. his movement is very similar to Jack's. A bit different because he's right-footed and Jack was left-footed, but he's got similar movements to Jack. I think before we really start appreciating him, he definitely needs to go on one or two loan moves. But he's definitely a prospect for the future. But let's just let him breathe, man. Let him breathe.
Okay. What about you, Dens?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all feel the same at the moment. Like you were saying with Smith Rowe and Saka. Like, look there, we were just having debates over Pepe and bloody Martinelli, and Saka and Smith Rowe were our first choices. And people, like, you've seen the debates over Twitter, right? On the terrorists and stuff like that. Smith Rowe being one of the best in the world. I feel sorry for Patino, because if he's gonna get this kind of heat on his shoulders, weight on his shoulders, I would even want to be playing football, because so much is expected of them. And to be honest, he's fresh. Patino is still in his little. Even Smith Rowe, he's playing as number for the 21s, for God's sake, for his international team, and he's number 10 for Arsenal. And people are there, you know, comparing him to the likes of, oh, Smith Rowe is going to be up there with the best in the world. But people actually know what that means anymore. So if Patino is going to get this sort of hype put on his shoulders, then I don't like to think what is going on in people's minds in terms of
No. If you're talking about yesterday's episode on the Football Terrace, just to let you know. Let me just clarify. They were discussing the youngsters, and they had to categorize them, and one of the categories was considered top 10 in the world, or Ballon d'Or. And the Ballon d'Or candidate one was the highest. Second was to be fair, top 10 in the world. And if you think that Reece James and Trent are going to be top 10 in the world best players in the future, sure, maybe Smith Rowe should be lower. But at the end of the day, they put Smith Rowe in that category because the second highest category, and they felt like he deserved to be in that second highest category. And also, this is Super Chatters doing that. It's not just people. So yeah.
You see, I only want youngsters, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get Colin in here before we continue, guys. Charlie Patino, I think it's unfair to call him overhyped or underhyped. He's developing and not yet had a chance. Our fan base needs to chill until then.
This was my point. This was my main point. Don't overhype, because you can only be disappointed. Whereas if you just calm and let them develop and wait and see, and get a better idea when they're in the first team, when he's actually in the first team, when his number is 49 and it turns to 29 or whatever, we can see how we can. But the way I see it, you only disappoint yourself if you get too hyped and too overexcited.
Yeah.
Sorry, Colin.
Where my mind's at with them, right? I don't see. Arsenal fans always do this, right? They overhype a player based on a few good performances at a certain level, right? So when Arsenal fans see Charlie Patino ripping up in like the youth side of things, they think that, oh, this guy is amazing. Like, he can make that transition to Premier League. No. The difference is with the youth setup in the Premier League, you'll get time on the ball in the youth setup. You will not get time on the ball in the Premier League. Like, there's a huge difference there, and it's a huge step up. To ask Charlie Patino to go from youth football to starting in our midfield makes no sense to me. No matter what competition it is, whether it's Premier League, FA Cup, or Carabao Cup, doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't. Like, the way I look at things, the young kids that are in the first team now, should they have to put the team on their back?
No.
The likes of Saka and Smith Rowe?
No,
because they'll suffer from burnout. And when Arsenal fans overhype Charlie Patino, all I see is that exact same thing happening to that kid. Like, because again, we could have something with Charlie Patino. We might not. But if we throw him in there, it's only ending one way, bro. It's a might not. So no, Charlie Patino should not be in that first team yet. The best thing for him right now is to continue doing what he's doing in the youth team, and then go out on loan, get some experience at a higher level, and then build from that. not be
Yeah,
thrown
I
off
don't want him to
the
get
field.
a first team call up until he's gone on loan now because of this hype. Let's just send him
Yeah.
out on loan before we put him in the first
Follow
team. Like, because
Aziz.
the hype's
Follow
too much.
Aziz. Like something like what Aziz is doing is perfect because
Yeah.
like he's starting
Portsmouth.
he's starting in the league or whatever it is, and then he'll probably go on another loan. Look at Daniel Ballard, right? He does wonders every season he goes on loan. No one knows how much he's capable in Premier League. I'm not comparing the two. They're cut from a different cloth. But I feel like that is the way to do it. Go and get experience in different types of
They
leagues.
done it with Balogun.
Yeah.
They done it with
Big up
Balogun,
James
guys.
for that.
And you know what happened to Balogun? Balogun right now was just the other day. Kevin Campbell was talking about how Balogun should be given more opportunities because we're quick to judge these players when they get 2 games and we don't win.
Yeah.
So it's like
last
2 games he starts, we don't win. You
season,
know what? He's not ready. That's what people said.
Last season, people were saying Balogun should be starting this season, right?
What's
this
cooking,
is our
Mr.
fan
Bongo?
base.
No, I don't want Balogun starting for the first team week in, week out. I don't want it because
I don't want it either. But I'm saying, don't say he can't.
Yeah, people
he's
are
not ready
judging
yet.
him from that Sheffield. That
People were
Brentford
saying
game.
he's not ready
That's
yet
fair.
after the Brentford game. People are saying
not
he's not
fair.
ready yet after the Chelsea game. People are saying every single game he plays, he's not ready yet. I don't think he's not ready yet. But Dens, continue.
it's different with Patino though. It really is.
Yeah.
No, but Dens,
He got thrown, like, the thing is with Balogun, he got thrown in too deep, yeah? He signed a new contract, people expected him to leave, and then his first game as a first-team player, he had to bloody play majority of the game against Brentford, who had just been newly promoted, away Friday night lights, first time with fans in the stadium. And then the problem prior to that, was that our fan base did exactly what they do best and get the hype going on as if Balogun's going to be the next Didier Drogba. Like, literally, everyone just expects too much of these players. And Patino is the one player we can actually keep safe and say, look, you'll be fine just doing what you're doing. And when you grow and develop, don't come into the first team. Go and spend at least 2-3 years, I would say, getting some sort of experience in League One or League Two and then a championship. And then you can come back and see. Look at Reece Nelson. Look at the hype around him. Where is he now? Still on loan. And he's not even at a good age where you can say he's going to hit a peak. He's not even at an age where you can say he's going to hit a peak. He's old now. He's actually getting old. He's been in Arsenal so long where this hype's been made of him. I hate the hype that we put around these young players because it's to me, it's soul destroying.
I don't think it's even just Arsenal players, It's just, it's all the top 6, all the English players that show a little bit of skill in the youth team are the next something, the next Shearer, the next Gaza, the next Wilshere. And all this, the next. I hate all this stuff about the next. Let him be the first Patino. How about that?
Oh, guys, guess what? It just happened again. Guess who got a goal and assist for England on international duty? Miguel Aziz. So now the hype is going.
Smith Rowe scored in the 21s as well.
There you go. So it's just like
Smith Rowe. I like him, but at the same time, I hate all this hype, and it's like what you guys were talking about as well. It's the same with the top 6 as well, because I remember around 2015 when United signed Martial, people were billing him as the next Henry. Bruv, stop it.
I love this one. I love it. This is the best comparison I've ever known. This is the best comparison ever.
No, because the worst part about it was Arsenal fans started that because we wanted Martial and we were saying,
I forgot that.
We started it. We started it, and we were saying he's going to be the next Martial. He came from Monaco. He's going to do it. He has a Ballon d'Or clause, and then he went to United, and then we quickly flipped. We're like, yo, bun him, because we seen that it takes people a while to adjust, but not this long, long.
What annoys me, right? I'm always back. I don't want to open a can of worms. Obviously, we spoke about it earlier. The only thing that annoys me is that United fans can make the debate of the fact that Martial was half the cost. That's what really pissing me off. He was only 30 million, which seems cheap, but yeah, he's even made that look a lot of money.
Listen, you know what? You guys have done a good job linking this to Martial, because I'm not going to talk about us possibly buying Martial because that's irrelevant. But what I will mention is a player who's currently at Monaco, who everybody's looking at in world football. Chelsea's looking at him. Manchester United's looking at him. Every single person's looking at him. He played for France yesterday. Is there any chance we can get Tchouameni?
We no go get him. Oh, forget that one. Forget that one. You know they have.
Is there any chance Arsenal could get Tchouameni? Because there is a link, but it has to be fake news. Fake news, real news, guys. Arsenal has a chance to get this.
All right. Let's just put this into perspective right now. All right. He is not coming to Arsenal. Okay. He's not coming to Arsenal. The reason I know that is because he's going to have other top clubs like your Uniteds, your Chelseas, possibly even your Real Madrids as well. Maybe not Barca because they're strapped for cash in a minute. But he has. We've got no chance of bringing this kid into Arsenal. Zero chance. In the same way, right? That we had zero chance of getting Gnabry back at Arsenal. Yet Arsenal fans wanted to peddle that agenda. It wasn't happening. It was never happening. So let me tell you something. No. Listen. Do yourself a favor. Do not under any circumstances believe any rumor. Because what the media do, they're very clever in the way they do this. They put out links of transfer rumors, right? And then Arsenal fans are stupid enough to click on it. And in the end, that gets them attention. And then when it doesn't happen, we end up disappointed. And then we blame the club for it. So listen, just don't get hyped. Take it all
like a Locatelli situation, man. We were never
exactly.
But it was cool to link in with us. Like, and one of the biggest things that, just to follow on from what Colin said, is in the position he plays, a lot of top teams need that position filled, isn't it? So and the only way he plays for us is if maybe Ian Wright's his godfather and he grew up on Arsenal. I don't know, man, but like, because the game that even if let's say he did grow up when Arsenal had like the French guys that were doing madness, right? Even that period is watered down from us. So we're the last group of those players. How old are they? How old are the last group of players that watched us be successful? What, they're like 27, 28 now, bro. So we can't draw in these type of guys off if the top teams go for him as well. Like, it hurts me to say
this clickbait. If I'm ever going to see clickbait, this is it. Tchouameni is going to have Chelsea. If there's any Premier League club that get him, and I honestly don't believe he'll actually come to the Premier League just yet because he's still so young. He's got time to flourish and then come Premier League and then go back. He could do a pop for all he cares.
Then don't you think that players don't care about that anymore? Like, no one cares about I'm too young anymore.
He'll come to the wage.
That want to leave at 19 and get their big move. I don't like it.
Bro, they would have got him. They would have got him this summer if they didn't get Saul on it cheap.
Yeah, I think honestly, I can see him at United. I saw a tweet earlier, and I kind of agree. I can see him going to United because he need to improve the midfield, and he would be perfect. I feel like.
Okay. Yeah, this is fake news.
PSG. I really
do.
Right,
we're gonna keep it moving. That was fake news. We already know it's fake news, anyways. But we have to mention it because you know what? There's a lot of transfer stuff going on. Let's go to the next one because this next one seems a lot more realistic, right? And what the hell? Nah, this is bullshit. There's a guy from St. Petersburg that we're looking at. Have you guys ever heard of this forward? I've never heard of him. How do you pronounce his name? Let me get it up.
Sardar Azmoun.
Sardar Azmoun. Never heard of him. Never heard of him. Yeah.
Is that Azmoun or what?
Azmoun, yeah. Azmoun. Let me tell you guys who Azmoun is. Azmoun plays for Zenit St. Petersburg in in Russia. He scored 19 goals in the league. He scored 0 goals in the Champions League. He has 2 assists. He's 26 years old. He plays for the Iran national team. This is the definition of fake news, in my opinion. But supposedly Arsenal are interested in him. What do you guys think? Absolute madness, no?
It's
I'm trying to find out who he is.
Here's the thing, right?
Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen so you guys can see who I'm
Please,
talking
thank
about.
you.
Because this is
I've just looked it up on my phone, bruv. Oh my god, like
I've never heard of this bloke in my
we
life.
were linked to him when he was at Rubin Kazan, bruv. Like,
Okay, so Sardar, I'm a how do you present Azmoun? Azmoun.
yeah.
He's 26 years old, right? This is what he plays as a striker, right? Or a forward. He's a forward, part of the front three. I don't know. He's not a winger. He should be a striker. It just says forward. Let's see where he actually plays on Transfermarkt. Majority of his career, because this makes no sense. He does have some trophies over there in Russia, but it's the Russian league, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so he's center forward this season. So far, he has 6 goals this season, right? Last season, what did he do? He scored another 19 goals in the league, 6 assists, over 29 goal involvements. I don't know, man. I don't think that's that. I think that's impressive for the Russian league, but it's going to be a tough adjustment. I don't think we should be going for anyone at this level. This is a friggin' West Ham signing.
Here's how I would quantify this, right? I'm going to use another example of how you can't use the Russian league or the Dutch league as a barometer for how they translate to the Premier League, right? Case in point, Luke de Jong. How did that work out? He moved from PSV to Newcastle. Did he do anything there? No, he did not. Right? The only reason he's at Barcelona now is because they can't afford big players because they don't have the money, bruv. That's why they're having to shop at fucking just barely allright.com.
So what are we saying now? Are we saying this is fake news? Because I really want to move past this one quick.
Yeah, like I'll just say any players with names like this that are linked with Arsenal, I'm more worried that they're coming than all them other Tchouameni and all them guys. Because they're nobodies. So we're more likely to sign him, but I hope it's fake. Let's keep it pushing.
Denz?
Yeah, let's move on. This ain't happening. I hope not. But I agree that it could because it's Arsenal.
It's a worrying sight. Anyways,
yeah.
It's a worrying sight. Look, if this happened, believe me, Sky Sports, all of them websites, they're going to be laughing at us. They're going to be laughing at us, making jokes.
Bro, we're a laughing stock anyway. What difference does it make?
Didn't you see how they tried to troll us about Tomiyasu? They've stopped talking now, though, innit?
Yeah, they shut their mouths quick. Yeah. They shut their mouths quick when they're proven wrong. Okay, let's go quickly to the next because we have 3 more players to discuss. The next one is Norwich's Todd Cantwell. Todd Cantwell to Arsenal is the new story. Obviously, in January is going to be difficult, but that's the rumor. What are we saying? Yo, my guy, do you know the gentleman who's asking for the link?
That's all.
Never heard of him, but I'll send the link anyways. If you guys want to jump on. So the link's there. Continue. Todd Cantwell to Arsenal. What are we saying, guys? I personally think this would be a great move. I think if Todd Cantwell joined Arsenal, it would be a good move for us. He would be another goal-scoring midfielder that we'd add to the realm. I don't know how involved he will. I don't know how technically skilled he is and how he'd fit in this Arsenal team. He could flop. He could be good, but it should be a low risk, high reward with the amount of wages that he'd be asking for and the transfer fees. So Todd Cantwell to Arsenal. Arsenal are currently monitoring the situation with Todd Cantwell. We've been monitoring it for a little while now. We are looking at the opportunities and possibilities of signing him in the January transfer window. And if we could even get him any sooner, that would be great. But I don't think we will. I think right now, Liverpool and Arsenal are both monitoring situations. It is said that he's under contract until 2022. So his contract's just around the corner. So it will be a cheap deal. What are we saying, guys? This seems realistic too.
Absolutely,
so
absolutely not. No, sorry, but we were just talking about Martinelli, right? We just had this whole big debate about Martinelli and how he can't even get to the side. If I'm right in speaking, Cantwell plays out left wide or through the middle. So to me, it's competition for Smith Rowe, anyone that plays out on the wing. Odegaard is going to be put first. So I don't understand why we would spend the money that Norwich would probably want for him. I would think at least 23 million, if I'm being realistic, because they got rid of
Who's he
Badia
better than?
and he's their best. Yeah, exactly. He's better than anyone. What's the point of bringing him in? I
Okay,
think
one
it was
second.
money.
Just before you do that, I'm gonna bring in two people. I'm gonna bring a Chelsea fan in and my guy Obi. What's going on, guys?
How you doing, you guys?
I'm doing good. And yo, what do I call you, man? Because I don't know. Should I just
You
call
You
you?
can call me, yeah,
Just
you can
call
call me
me-
redneck.
Okay, I'll call
I'm
you
Russian. I'm Russian. I'm Russian.
Call me
Привет.
Obote. I'm Nigerian but based in Canada.
My
Okay.
guy, Naija Bobo.
Big up the
Alpha.
panel, guys. Okay, so now
No,
we're
I have a question for the panel. What kind of level is Arsenal is in the transfer market? So we will know what. So we can talk what kind of players supposedly good for you, supposedly not. If Tchouameni is too good, and Russian forward that actually put the Chelsea at Stamford Bridge
No.
a month ago to split. He
Okay,
played
so
against Chelsea.
Tchouameni is too good for us to get right now at the moment.
Okay.
He's gonna look at better. He's gonna look at signing for.
I'm talking
clubs
about
that
that
are more-
Russian player that you made fun of. Well, he technically
No.
he's Iranian.
Okay, we are looking for a striker to replace Lacazette and Aubameyang, and we're going
And
to be
he's perfect
discussing-
for it.
And we're discussing Isak. We're discussing guys like Isak. We're discussing guys like Ivan Toney. We're discussing guys like Callum Wilson. We're discussing guys like Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Those are the names
Okay.
that we're discussing. We're not discussing.
No, you
from Russia
discussed
that I've never heard
you
of.
discussed the Russian player from Zenit a second ago. That's the only reason I came on this chat.
Red-
I
Redneck
actually
Blue.
wanted him at Chelsea, and
Really?
I still
I have a
do.
question.
Yes.
I have a question for you. Because to be honest, my opinion on him was I don't have an opinion yet because I don't know too much. So I want to know. Like, tell me a bit about him. What type of player is he?
He is really, really good player. I wanted him. He's not he's not a superstar, but he's the one that grinds. He's a really hard worker, really good finisher, and he
Is he
plays
good in the
after
air?
striker. He plays after striker. What actually Arsenal needs. I think actually with Chelsea's forward positions, I wouldn't be surprised if he will play for Chelsea if he makes that. He actually, if you want to know how good he is, watch Chelsea first game in Championship League this season, and you will see. He should have scored, actually. He should have scored.
Okay,
I'm
would
telling
say-
you,
I have a question, Redneck.
Yeah.
Blue. Would you say he's as good as Vlahovic, the one that plays for Fiorentina?
who?
Okay.
He's better. He's better.
Is he good in the air?
He's
Is he
better.
strong?
He's strong.
Good in the
He's
air?
actually, he's good in the air.
Okay, then.
He scores, watch his goals, he scores most of them with a header. And I don't think it's the fake news. I think it's actual real thing that
Does he-
Arsenal is looking for him.
Does he play for the Russian national team? Because the Russian
No,
national-
he's Iranian.
he's okay.
He's not a Russian national, he's Iranian.
To be honest, Redneck Blue, I'm going to check him out now because you mentioned him.
You should watch his highlights. I rate him really high. And that's the same thing the Chelsea fan base did when we were talking about the Chelsea versus Zenit. And everybody saying like 5-0, 6-0. And I was like, haha, you imbeciles. You're going to get in the split. And I promise you, he's a really good striker. He's a really good striker.
Okay.
And-
Okay.
Don't underestimate what you don't know. Another thing, Netherlands. You're talking about the Netherlands players. You know who came from Netherlands that actually played really well? What's his name? Chelsea's. Fuck's sake, what's his name?
Hakim Ziyech.
No, that
Jesus
he came from. I actually saying he's Netherlands. Ziyech is like William.
He's awful.
Oh man, that doesn't matter. Do you know how many good Russian players from Russian Premier League came to English Premier League? Players like Ivanovic, players like Arshavin, players.
I love that guy.
What's his name that played for center back for Manchester United? Vidic came from Russia. People. That's why I'm asking. What's Arsenal level?
Wait, do you know one?
What's Arsenal level?
Redneck Blue. I don't think it's about level. I would say none of the panel had ever even heard or seen him play. I wouldn't say it's about level. I just didn't know about him as a player. I don't know about if
I feel like it's more. To be fair, I feel like it's more ignorance when it comes to we don't know too much about those other leagues besides.
Right.
The
But you
main
dismissing
5-4.
them.
What?
But you dismissing those leagues.
The guy,
We can't talk about what we don't know.
the guy
We
is
can't talk about what we
the
don't
guy is
know.
26. The guy is 26 years
Who's
old.
the
And he's
best player right now?
playing in the Russian league, right? So
Yeah.
the supposition is if he was so outstanding, he would have been found out before now. He might be a good player, and I believe with the way Arsenal is, he's probably at our level. But I think you are hyping him too much. I don't disbelieve what you say, but I think
It's not. I'm not saying you should believe me. Look at it, but don't dismiss him, because actually I think he could be good for Arsenal. First of all, name me one player that came from Russia did not make it. I can tell you how many players from Spain came to Premier League and had troubles more than people that didn't. Do you know why is actually better players come from teams like Italy or French team that actually makes in England? Because of physicality of defense. Russians are not Barcelona team, but they good defenders. They defend real well as a system. So for them, it's actually more comfortable to come to Premier League and be as a system player than the people that are technically more able to play in the Premier League from like Spain.
Okay, let me ask you a question, because right now we were talking about Todd Cantwell. Would you say we could find cheaper, better talents in Russia than buying an English player like Todd Cantwell that's already played in the Premier League?
100%.
No, Todd's a baller.
100%.
First of all, for what position? Is he played? What position is he playing for Norwich?
10.
Yeah.
10 or left wing.
How can you say yes without even knowing what position he plays? Are you that confident?
No. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he was playing center forward. If he was playing after offensive forward, I will say yes. But at number 10, no. If he playing number 10,
Campbell's wing and
the guy that I'm talking about, he's not number 10.
No, but he plays.
Yes, he's a striker. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about that specific player.
Is that Zuba?
Okay.
Zuba.
So,
okay, guys, let's be very realistic.
Let my guy speak. Go ahead, bro.
Let's be very realistic with where our level is. I think that question is very, very important, right? So right now, we cannot be. That's why there are certain rumors you hear and you just dismiss them instantly.
Mm-hmm.
We have Emmitt Smith-Rowe. We have Odegaard, right? And we are thinking of Cantwell again. Where do you fit in? All right.
No, but this is the report. Today's report is Todd Cantwell, Alexander Oxlade-Chamberlain, which we're going to talk about in a minute, and Alexander Isak. So we're going to talk about the other two, but right now we're talking about Todd Cantwell. Everybody here, quickly, I'm just going to go in circles, but before I go anywhere else, I'm going to say hi to Aslan. Aslan, would you take Todd Cantwell at Arsenal?
Big up, Miguel. Big up everyone on the panel. Big up the chat box as well. Nah, bro, he's going Newcastle, man. Come on, man. He's going to be on Newcastle's transfer list.
Everyone's going Newcastle.
You can't get him.
You have a better number 10 at Arsenal. Why would you need a number 10?
I don't know what Arsenal is doing, my friend. We seem to be buying squad depth instead of buying first-team players.
No, it's not Arsenal. It's reports. It's not Arsenal, and that's why sometimes when you see this report from the word go, trash. That's not happening. Okay. First and foremost, we have very limited funds, and we have been pushed down the ladder.
Based on the last market, you had 150 million.
150 million.
We spent 150 million on 6 players.
5 years of not spending. We have been left behind. We are trying to catch up.
Come on, you're not Newcastle. Newcastle was in the worst situation.
Player for 90 million?
We're not comparing ourselves to Newcastle. We're comparing ourselves to Chelsea, Manchester United, and Liverpool, and everybody else. And when you look at us in comparison to everybody else's clubs, we have spent a lot of money on 5
As a Chelsea fan, nothing makes me more smile than Arsenal struggle. But I don't think it's that. I think it's your recruitment department needs to kick an ass.
No,
Thank
big
you.
facts. Big
Finally,
facts. We
someone
don't
said
recruit.
it.
We've not
100%.
recruited properly for
I
a
don't
while.
know.
Right?
Do you know who's in charge of your recruitment now?
Okay, let me answer
do
that.
it.
We don't know.
Let
They
me
tell
let
us
me answer
Edu.
that
They
for
tell
you.
us
I'll tell you.
Arteta.
I'll
We
tell
don't
you
know.
who's in charge. I think Arteta's in charge. What do you think, Colin?
Well,
Well,
Arteta is not.
Richard
One
Garlick.
second, guys. 1 second, guys. Let Colin go.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, right? You had the thing with our recruitment now, right? See, this is where our problem is. We've got Edu pulling in one direction, and then you've got Arteta pulling in the other way, right? Edu is out here wanting Neto and whoever else, whereas
Why you look so
Arteta
red?
is the one that pushed for Ramsdale, right? So in
Yeah.
essence, you've got two people doing almost exactly the same job and pulling in the opposite direction. And I can't remember a situation where that ends up working, right? So one of them will go in the end. As to which one it is, I don't know, but one of them will go.
To be honest, if one goes, they both have to go. In my eyes, I don't. Edu
For
can't
Arsenal,
go
it's best to
without
shop
Arteta.
overseas.
Arteta
For
can't go
Arsenal,
without
it's best to shop overseas because overseas the players are not as expensive. If you're gonna buy an English player, you're gonna buy English tax. That's a fact. If you're gonna overpay by 20% for English player.
Right.
That's 100% true.
We have been trying to avoid the English tax for decades, and what it's done is it's caused us to miss out on good players like within the league, and it's caused us to miss out on guys within the league because we didn't want to pay agent fees. In my opinion, we need to stop being cheap. And when it comes to agent fees, when it comes to spending players in the league, when it comes to buying English players, if we want to do it and we have the money, we should do it. But guys, enough about this. I'm just gonna go road call. Todd Cantwell, enough. We've spoken about Todd Cantwell all day. Now let's get on to the main course. The main course is Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. This is the story that everyone has been talking about all day. Everyone has been talking about Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain coming back to the Emirates, for the first time since leaving, and he's going to be a player. They want him to come back as a loan deal in January. It doesn't make sense to me why we'd get his services on loan. Also, it looks like Liverpool are looking to get rid of him. So we are saying we might take him back. It makes no sense. The guy is a bandage waiting to happen. He gets injured every other week. He hasn't played consistently for Liverpool since his first season. He's looked great at spells at Liverpool, but ever since he left, he's been one of our record sales, and I'm happy we've sold him. He's not lived up to the hype, and I personally don't think him coming back would help us. We should look for somebody who's younger with more scope to grow and that can push us on. That's my opinion, but I'm going to throw it to everybody here. Let's go one by one. What are we saying, guys?
I gotta go, guys.
Thank you,
See you.
Redneck, for coming on, bro. Appreciate it. I'm gonna go to Abs first because Abs hasn't spoken. Abs, what are you saying? Oxlade-Chamberlain coming back to the Emirates? Yes or no?
No way. The man is literally a moving broken glass. He gets injured all the time. His fitness ain't been great. You know, he was a very, very good player. I always liked Ox, but you know, it just comes to a point where your body gives up on you, and it's giving up on him. So that'd be a terrible move, especially with the state that your club's in.
There you go. Next, I'm gonna go to my guy here. What are you saying? Oxlade-Chamberlain, come back to Emirates.
No. Okay. Even if we are going to consider him, that's why players must be very careful. We must remember the last few days Oxlade had for us. He was acting like an idiot on the pitch of play. No effort because he knew the new Liverpool were coming for him. He stopped playing, right? And even at that, I'm tired of that kind of a player. It's like Theo Walcott. It's like what's his name? I know people rate him, Sterling. Okay, these guys, they are very athletic players, but they lack a football brain. Anybody can take me on that. I don't care. But I'll tell you the way I see it. Okay?
Did you
We
just
don't want
compare?
people like that any longer.
Let Dens go. Dens.
I'm just hoping, and please tell me you're wrong, that you did not just compare Sterling and Oxlade-Chamberlain, because that is a whole new debate that will sit here all
It's a
night.
fair comparison. Raheem Rupees is a scrub.
I did because they are very similar players. Okay, it's just that with with Sterling, he's playing with better teammates.
Oh my god.
Okay, and you might want to
is
argue this. It's
interesting.
beginning to show now. It's
That's
beginning to
interesting.
show because
I love this guy.
no,
Continue.
it's beginning to show now in City because they have better quality players. Sterling has been the same Sterling, runs around and all that, and at a point they will create like 20 chances for him. He will probably score 2 and you think he's good. But it's beginning to show.
Okay.
Hey, put some more
Aslan,
respect
jump
on his
in, bro.
name, man.
What are you saying?
Bro, all I'm saying is it's going to be a British core assemble moment, yeah? Because we brought back Jack Wilshere. So, yeah, bring back the Oxman, the human Ninja Turtle. Why not?
What?
Oh my god.
We'll probably bring back Gibbs.
Trust, Igal, trust the process, Igal. Trust
Colin,
Project
do you trust the
Youth.
process?
Trust Project Youth, man. Come on. Oxlade-Chamberlain, how old is he? 22, 23? Come on, man.
Colin, what are
Got a
you
few more
saying?
years in him, man.
Keep him the fuck away.
Look, all jokes aside, yeah. For me, we sold him for a reason, yeah. He wanted to go. I remember that week when we sold him, we went up to Liverpool. Wenger put him in the starting 11, and then a few days later, he was wearing a Liverpool top. Yeah, this guy pushed for a move, and me personally, look, I don't want to live in the past. I don't know nostalgia. So for me, it's a pass. He can go anywhere else but come back to Arsenal. I don't want him one bit.
Yo, did you guys hear that? The poeticness. I don't want to live in the past, so I'm gonna pass. Anyways, Nigerian, what are you saying?
Boy, it's just like a room of recyclement going on in Arsenal right now. So I'd rather let's just stay away from the old and bring in the new. Let's not get it twisted. I understand what my Nigerian brother was saying in terms of he basically was trying to Ox has quality. Let's not get it twisted. He's a quality player with a lot of attributes, yeah. But I believe that ship has sailed time ago. As soon as he started twerking for Liverpool, that was it. He's gone there, won his trophies. Do you get what I'm saying? Go to Newcastle if you want to do that, bro. But again,
Yo, guys, remember he was literally twerking. He made a TikTok twerking with his girl.
Yeah, legit.
But yo, let's just to close it off. So everyone's saying thumbs down on Oxlade-Chamberlain coming back, right? Because I agree. Everyone's saying thumbs down. Everyone in the comment section saying thumbs down. By the way, the whole entire show, we were doing a poll on what we think about Oxlade-Chamberlain. The poll ended with 148 people voted, and 62% said no. 37% were taking the piss and said yes. So there you go.
Those are rival fans, right?
Yeah,
the ones that voted yes are rival. The ones that voted yes are rival fans. Let's just get that straight right now.
They were voting just like how much I want Oli to stay at Man United.
I'm still laughing at the comment that Ox is 22 years old. He's 20.
Yeah, Dan, I was joking earlier, bro. I was joking about his age.
Yo, Oxlade-Chamberlain has Jesse Lingard syndrome. Everyone thinks he's young. Okay, guys. There's one man, Alexander Lacazette, leaving, so there's another Alexander coming in. Alexander Isak. Alexander Isak is the man for the job, guys. Let me explain why. Alexander Isak has the potential to reach Henry levels if he does ever get to those levels. He's one of those guys, another guy like Martial when he was younger, where he has that potential to get. He has a high ceiling. He already shows with his dribbling ability, his technical ability, his individual moments of brilliance that he can do in a terrible Swedish team. When his ability to carry a Real Sociedad team, doing it in La Liga, in one of the most technical leagues that you need to be able to do it in. He would come into Arsenal, immediately be our best striker, one of our most technically gifted players. He'd come in, be our striker for the future, who could play here for the next 10 years. And he's already shown that he can do the numbers. He's banged in 19 goals in La Liga with no penalties. So I think, in my opinion, if we're gonna get rid of Lacazette, we need to get the door open and ready for Alexander Isak. If we're gonna spend 80 million on Dominic Calvert-Lewin, we should be able to spend the same amount of money on Isak. If we're looking to spend 50 million on Ollie Watkins, forget about that 50 million. Invest the money properly into into Alexander Isak. I think Alexander Isak is the future. I think Alexander Isak could have the potential of being one of the best players in this league and one of the best players in world football in this position. Let's not forget how young this guy is right now and what he's been able to do over the past couple of years in Spain. So what are you guys saying?
Igal, this is the only time, man. This is the only time. Sometimes, I think your optimism is over the top. Okay, we are not going to get this gentleman. Let's forget it. Why can't we be realistic?
No, but why can't we get him though?
Why can't we? Because we are that kind of a club. That's the kind of club we have become. We have lost ambition. Arsenal naturally does not spend big on players. We are very good with recruitment, right? And we might have the cash. We don't have the owners who will release the money for us to go for those kind of players.
Obote, we spent 72 million for Pepe and 50 million for
do you know why? Do you know why Sir Helen was fired? There are too many things that went on the ground there, man. Come on.
You know why Martinelli was fired, man.
You know, I never told you the story. I mean, like, how do you just fork out 72 million for a one-season wonder? You know, like, a lot of things went down there. So let's forget it, okay? And let's be realistic. We are not at that tier of club that will spend that kind of money on one player. We don't have it. What we need.
Wait, how much do you think he would cost? How much do you think it would cost?
70 M's.
It's probably. I think there's a release clause. It's in. I think 60 something.
No. He doesn't have a release clause anymore. What they did was they paid off. They gave him a new contract, so he doesn't have a release clause of 60 million anymore. It's now over. It's not, or it's more than that.
Okay, but Igal, you know we can't afford it.
Once again, who was speaking? Was it Colin?
No, it was me.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
So, all right. So, first and foremost, please, Henry is the best player to play in the Premier League. Please don't put Alexander Isak and him in the same sentence.
Dropping his name anyhow, Abdallah, right? I lie?
No, I said he has the potential to reach that level.
No. Martial was never going to reach Henry level because Henry was a generational talent. And listen, I love Drogba. I've always said Drogba was more clutch, but Henry was a better footballer. Let's just keep it moving. Isak is a fantastic striker. He didn't carry a dead Sweden team. That Sweden team is sick, you know. Put some respect on Sweden. My girl's from there, so. But no, this Isak guy is wavy. So, he is wavy. I can't lie, he's wavy. He's very wavy, but he's not going to get to that Henry level. He's a good finisher. He was good for Dortmund, and I think he'd do a job for Arsenal. And I disagree with my guy Obote. I think Arsenal would go cop him because he fits that young caliber of, you know, some young up-and-coming ballers. And I really like Alexander Isak. And, you know, he ghosted for Sweden in the Euros, but he could do a job for Arsenal.
He scored a worldie during the international break. Anyone see that goal?
Yeah, I seen that.
But for me, Isak, he'd be my second option. Like, my first option is Vlahovic, second Isak, third Tony. Any one of those three. All them Watkins and all them man there. I don't want to hear that nonsense.
You don't want to see Isak, really?
No, look, Isak, I don't mind him, but I want Vlahovic more than anyone, man. That's gonna be the next big
he's going to Tottenham when Kane leaves. We already know this.
He's better than Vlahovic.
What?
He's going to Tottenham. Listen. The Tottenham's director is the former Juventus director. If Vlahovic is going to go to a Premier League team, he's going to end up at Tottenham once Kane leaves.
Why?
Not guaranteed.
If both of us go in for him, bro. No way, bro.
That's my
finishing higher than Tottenham this season as well.
Yo, someone's saying Jonathan Davis. Someone's saying Jonathan Davis. Listen, I love Jonathan Davis, my Canadian brother, but no, not yet.
No way, not happening.
Not yet.
Not yet. It's top quality though. I'll tell you one thing.
Not yet.
What it's about Isak. All right, go on.
How is Isak different from Martinelli?
He's
What?
so much better.
He's a out and out number 9, Obote. That's what.
One
He's a
second.
out
One
and
second.
out
Dens
number
wants to respond. Dens wants to respond. Dens,
I
go ahead.
can't. I thought the spelling
It's
Ox,
hysterical, right?
but
Yo, his camera is
comparison was and then and then you could say that Isak and Martinelli are. Oh my god,
Oh
this
my
guy's
God.
played for Dortmund and stupid stats. This guy's now literally the best piece of Sociedad's puzzle. And now you're telling Martinelli, who we just spoke about not even getting game time, is like him. Martinelli's
not.
not even had a day in the middle. How many games has he played centre forward? Barely any. Isaac played it.
Now you're
And
talking.
All right, one
thing
second, guys. 1 second, guys.
One,
Now you're
I'm just gonna let him finish. Let him finish. Dens, go ahead.
while we're on this thing, right, the only thing that I would say about Isaac, I want him there. I agree with I'd rather have certain of them instead because he's a bit like Aubameyang. He cuts into the left. He's got a bit of pace, and I feel like him and Aubameyang just wouldn't work. However, he's an upgrade. Of course he is, and he's someone for the future. But if we're looking at Lacazette right now and what he brings to the table, Jonathan David probably would be a better option because he does what Lacazette does. He can play as a number 10 as well as number 9. Isaac can't do that. He plays on the left or in the middle, and he cuts in, scores top ins, a bit like the international goal he scored yesterday or whenever it was. So for me, Isaac's a no-brainer, yes, but to put him in comparison with someone like Martinelli is a disgrace. I'm not saying he's going to be Henry. I agree, Henry's a level which no one should probably get to. But then again, the competition was a bit harder back in the day. You know, you don't get the tough games that you probably get right now. You don't go and play Brentford.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think Tony.
I'm gonna let you go next.
Be
all right.
Go ahead, bro.
See with Isaac, yeah? I like him as a player. I do. However, he is in a position where, well, Sociedad more specifically, are in a position where they don't have to sell, right? And when you look at it, Isaac's going to have his pick of clubs. He will be. He will have his pick of clubs, right? He'll have Manchester United to pick from. He'll have whether I don't think Real Madrid because they're eyeing up Mbappe. So that would rule out Real Madrid based off that alone. But if they weren't eyeing up Mbappe, Real Madrid would be eyeing him up, right? Okay. Chelsea will be eyeing him up.
Okay.
Liverpool possibly could be eyeing him up, right?
Chelsea
now, I'm not saying they are, right? But
he's saying financially they would have the clout to get him if they wanted to.
Okay, exactly, right? He'll have his pick of clubs, is what I'm saying, right? If he had the choice between all them clubs and Arsenal, does he pick Arsenal? Answer, no.
Yes. I'll tell you why he picks up. No. And there's a good reason for that. Because what you said is you've mentioned all these big names, right? And listen, Arsenal may not be the most attractive club, but even like this, imagine that you're an up-and-coming baller or one of the top ballers in the world, right? And there's a club in turmoil and they need like a big man up top or just someone who's going to bring that X factor and elevate the team. If Isak came to Chelsea, he won't elevate us. He won't be the main X factor.
No.
We've got good players. If he went Liverpool, he won't elevate Liverpool. If he goes Arsenal, he'll elevate Liverpool.
Who's talking about
If he goes to Arsenal, he'll elevate Liverpool.
No one's talking about
One second.
Arsenal.
One second.
Definitely elevate Liverpool. What are you talking about? They need a number 9.
We're mixing up. Will he come and will we take him? Everyone here will take him. Agreed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll take him.
Will he come is the question. So let's go to Azan. Azan, Jonathan Isaac. What do you? Why am I saying Jonathan Isaac? Alexander Isaac. What are you saying?
I mean, prior to the Euros, I didn't know too much about him, but in the little that I watched during the Euros for when he played for Sweden, he looked decent, man. He like for his size and his frame and his build, he's got very good feet. Before I watched him, I honestly felt that he was more of a hold-up man, someone good in the air. But he's a type of forward that likes ball to feet, and he likes to run at players. But I just feel with the system that we're trying to play, and with the fullbacks that we've got, who have crossing ability, not saying it's the best, that I just don't think he's the type of striker we would go for. And like you just said, it's fair to say we would all like him because he's an exciting talent. But in terms of where we are as a club, I don't feel we have that pull, especially when we're not in Europe. And with us not being in Europe, the only thing we have to offer is to pay over the odds in wages. So, and for me personally, I honestly don't believe if we stick with Arteta for this season, we're not going to finish anywhere near where we finished the last 2 seasons, and we're going to finish below or in the bottom half of the table. With that feeling, we're not going to be able to attract these up-and-coming, exciting talents who are in that age range. I tuned in a little bit late when you were discussing that forward who plays for in Russia, Zenit St. Petersburg. Bro, it's those type of players, it's those type of profile players that we're going to be attracting, because we don't have that that pool. So and the way we spent this summer, in this summer transfer window gone, next summer window, I don't see us spending anywhere near that type of money. I don't know. I just feel like with the likes of all this, like Jonathan David, Vlahovic, Isak, like these are the ones that we should be going out and getting. And I gave my car analogy, throughout Twitter Spaces ago. I repeated it umpteen times. Obviously we can't go out and get the likes of Haalands or Mbappe's, because they're like the super hypercars. Yeah. They're like the Koenigsegg's, the Lamborghinis. Yeah, they're those type of caliber of players. We've got no chance of getting them. But high-powered performance spec, like the saloons of your E-Class AMG 63s or your BMW M5s. We should be getting these type of players, no problem. But like I said, with the investment that we made this summer just gone, I don't, and with the new contracts that these players have signed, because look, you just mentioned Isak's re-signed his new contract, so his release clause is now going to be higher. I was getting notifications about Vlahovic a week or 2 back about him potentially re-signing a new contract. Has he re-signed? Does anybody know that?
He's not
yet.
He said he's
okay, but throughout the summer, he was quoted in that 50-60 mil range. And yeah, I mean, look, people can say, we spent 72 mil on Nicolas Pepe. We spent 50+ mil on Laka at the time. We spent close to 60 for Aubameyang. But this is when we were at least in the Europa League. We're not even we're not even in the Conference League now, So we're struggling to get back into the top half of the Premier League table, let alone contend to get back into the European spots. So yeah, I mean, look, ultimately it comes down to money. And I just feel that this summer we're not going to be spending anywhere near the amount of money that we spent this summer just gone. We're going to have to clear out the rest of the deadwood that we initially wanted to get rid of this summer, but we couldn't. So the majority of them are going to be walking out on a free this up and coming summer. And the ones that we do want to get rid of, we're going to get rid of them for peanuts. We're not really going to make money for them. and I don't see us buying more than 2, maybe if we're lucky 3. And if we do make those additions this time next summer, I don't think they're going to be of the caliber or the quality or the names that we've mentioned tonight.
Okay, so I just want to mention, someone in the chat said Karim Abadai from RB Leipzig. He's a young baller, but I don't think he's ready yet to make that step up.
They're not letting him leave.
He's too good for us as well. He'll be staying at.
He's 19.
He'll be staying at Leipzig, and then he'll go to either Real Madrid or a big fish, Adeyemi. Or I don't know how you manage it. But...
Okay, so guys, realistically, everybody has had their say on Isak. Everybody has had their say on everything. There's a bigger issue. Did we speak about Ralf Rangnick?
Oh no.
Oh no. Do we have to?
Well, is he available?
Ralf Rangnick is going to Newcastle.
Confirmed?
It's over, lads. It's over.
It has not been confirmed.
Aslan, it's only been confirmed. We've been finished for years, bruv. We've been finished since we moved to the Emirates, bruv. Those are the facts.
No, I agree, bro. No. I'm with you.
No, Aslan.
You're preaching to the choir, Colin. Colin, from the moment we left Highbury, our identity is finished.
Okay.
The Emirates Stadium. Now, without taking too much time, look, the Emirates Stadium, as beautiful as it was when we moved in, at that time in what was it, 06? When we moved in there, it was the best stadium. But that stadium is not a footballing stadium. Nope. The whole point of that stadium, the blueprint of that, was initially for that club level. That club level is where the money comes from to the club, because all around that club level you've got the food and drinks, and where we've got all those, I don't know, Michelin star rated restaurants in each stand, they go along with the prices for the boxes that we sell for extortionate prices. So look, Arsenal, we're like, the struggle is real. I want people to understand that the struggle is real. Don't hype up these signings. Don't gas up these signings. No, I understand. Like, we can have debates on, light-hearted debates about potential this, potential that, but we don't have crystal balls. None of us are mystics. We're not. These players have got a lot to prove, and from time we've given like the number 7 shirt to Saka, the number 10 shirt to ESR. I'm a traditionalist, right? I personally didn't want us to give any of those legendary numbers. The players that I've seen wear those numbers, those first team numbers, and have won things for our club that I grew up watching. They shouldn't. If they pulled up to Arteta and said, "Oh, I want the 7 and number 10 shirt," from me personally, they would have gotten a slap and a backhand slap. Or even suggesting.
I don't blame
you. Let me just see this. Aslan, the reason why I asked is because I let's not get into AFTV, but AFTV tweeted this out, and I just wanted to bring it up. Ralf Rangnick is currently head of football development at Lokomotiv Moscow in Russia. Is a massive blow for Arsenal if he's going to Newcastle, or do you have faith in Edu? Who has faith in Edu?
No way.
No one.
Edu's
not even Edu.
Anybody here have faith in Edu? Because I've spoken to people who do.
Edu, bro.
No, there's some people out there who have faith in Edu because he signed young players and he signed players that are of an age bracket that they feel like is good.
Bro, this is what I argued over the summer. Like, people, the only reason people put stock into Edu is because he was on the bench during the Invincibles.
Thank you. He wasn't even a legend.
And the Jogo Bonito era. He was in the bench of the Brazil team.
Like, he's not. When you look at his recruitment, right? honest to God, when you look at his recruitment that he's had his pause in over the time he's been here, taking this summer aside, let's not beat around the bush. This guy sanctioned David Luiz. This guy sanctioned Willian. This guy sanctioned Pablo Mari. This guy
is his experience. That's all you need to ask. What is his experience?
This guy sanctioned Cedric on a 4-year deal when he hadn't played a single game. More.
1 second. I'm sorry. Somebody said something crazy. Someone said something wild in the. Did Troops actually say on AFTV that he made football cool?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, so
no.
He said he made Arsenal. He said he made Arsenal relevant. That was word.
What?
He definitely said he made football cool. He definitely said that bar. He said
what is Troops back on AFTV?
No, he's just back.
So he said he made Arsenal relevant.
Nah, he didn't say that.
The video I saw was him and Cecile. He said, like, basically, Cecile said, "You made the club relevant," and then Troops was like, "Yeah, I did." It was the worst video I've ever seen in my entire life, if I'm being honest.
I mean,
I've met Troops.
Then if look, I haven't seen this so-called clip, but I'm gonna take your word for it, mate. Look, I like Troops, yeah. I don't have a bad thing to say about him. He's doing his thing. May he carry on to do whatever he's doing for himself and his family, yeah. But look, if he's coming out with quotes like that, he needs to simmer. He needs to simmer down, and he needs to humble himself. Yeah, no true Arsenal fan makes our club, our beloved club, relevant or cool. Yeah, and that doesn't just go for the Arsenal fan base, any fan base. If you have a profile or a certain following on social media, yeah, with the way social media football or YouTube football has elevated or progressed, like what we're doing, we're taking times out of our evening or our day, wherever you're tuned in from in the world, yeah, we're just discussing or having a chat about what we love, yeah, a sport that we love, that we feel passionate about. But to say that you're at Fun with Flares on Twitter, at Fun with Flares on Twitter, that's where you can find it. I can't find it because it really annoyed me. But yeah, firstly, he said,
guys, why are we giving this guy relevance? Why?
Don't
we have better things to talk about?
It's true.
Yeah.
Big up for that one.
No, but he got us here now.
He's done his thing, but that was a wild comment.
Can I say one thing though?
Yeah, guys. Big up the show, international panel. Everyone's doing their goddamn thing, killing it. We got my guy all the way in. Where you at, my brother? In the top corner next to me. Where are you from?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm calling from Edmonton here in Canada, the same country with you, but I'm Nigerian. Proudly
Bro,
Nigerian.
I'm not in Edmonton. I'm in the UK now.
Oh, okay.
You guys have switched places and that.
There you go. And then what about you, Nigerian? You come from Nigeria?
From Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, Lekki specifically.
Big up Nigeria, man.
There you go. Abs, where are you calling from? You're not calling from the UK, are you?
No, Sudan, bro.
There you go.
Why are you lying, Abdullah? You're calling from Sweden from your girlfriend's house, bro. Don't lie.
No. Listen. Hold on. It's just when I hear disrespect on Sweden, man can't be having that. My girl.
Yeah, my guy's finessing in Sweden. If you guys know the track, he's finessing in Sweden. Anyways, yo, big up to everybody watching. I'm just gonna end the video here. Say Colin, thank you, Colin, for coming on. Thank you, Dens, for coming on. Nigerian Englishman, my guy Abote. You came on with fire, bro. You came on with fire. Aslan came back with the heat. Also, we got my Russian brother coming on. Also, he goes by the name of Redneck Blue. So I'm not making fun of him. That's literally what he goes by. Yeah, and then so you guys have yourselves a wonderful day. This has been a great video. We've gone for almost 2 hours. We've covered everything that needs to be covered except one thing. one thing. And the reason why we haven't spoken about it is because I feel like it's a relevant topic to discuss, right? When we are in an international break, there's no need to be talking about the manager. There's no need to be talking about the team. We'll talk about it just before the next game. But have yourselves a wonderful day, guys.
Peace.